I think just coming in every week and wanting to build on what we did in the previous week and getting better each week, not going backwards but going forwards, and trying to improve every week and get better as we move.
Yeah, offensively, what are you guys doing well, X's and O's wise, and how have you guys been able to kind of hit the ground running this year as far as offense?
I think we had some people that left, like Dallas Swaller, he main quarterback left. We have a tight end left, Ben Vorel. So kids who are filling in are just coming into their own and really getting a feel for the game. The first week they were a little nervous, but they had to just come into their own and figure out the speed and the play, and now that they're used to it, it's working out well.
Defensively, what is it? You play defense as well, correct?
Yeah.
So defensively, what is it that I think you guys are only giving up about 10 points a game. So defensively, how have you guys been able to be consistently solid Friday in and Friday out so far?
Same thing as offense. We have new guys filling in. We got Ben Vorel left last year. He's a big defensive end for us. We got new guys filling in at the defensive spot, and it's just guys that are getting used and getting better each and every week as they keep playing their new weeks.
All right, so it's South Adams week for you guys. What is it that the coaching staff has been stressing to get you ready for what you're facing on Friday night? What are the concerns, and what are some of the things that really?
Well, they got a lot of threats. They're a good football team, but just playing intense, playing with passion, and coming out and giving it your all each play.
What does this rivalry mean to you guys? Because it's less than 10 miles that separate you two, and you guys have had some really great battles over the years.
Yeah, it means a lot. You always grew up watching Adams Central and AC play each other from elementary and middle school, so to finally get to play in it, it's a pretty good feeling.
Obviously, you guys kind of turned the tables last year from the regular season to the playoffs. Flip the script, if you will. What was it that allowed you guys to have that kind of transformation where, you lost, I think it was 42-14, and then you win by 12, 19-7. How were you guys able to do that, and what's the key to making that happen?
I think it's just believing in ourselves. The first game, we never really saw a team like that before. They were good, so we had to get used to the speed and just keep building on what we did because we were a bit different team from week 6 to the regional game. So just building up and coming out and playing better each and every week and having confidence in ourselves.
As far as their offense goes, obviously they throw the ball a lot, which is different from a lot of teams in the ACAC. Have a lot of speed. It seems like their receivers you look at the highlights, they're running around without anybody on them.
Yeah.
How do you slow down what they do offensively, knowing that it's a little bit different than what teams do most of the Fridays in the season?
I think it's mostly time of possession. You can't let their offense be on the field more than your offense is on the field because they'll win every time in a shootout. They're just got good threats, good quarterback. So we just have to keep our time possession, slow the game down with our run game, and make the time go down.
Final question, what are you most looking forward to? This is going to be a big game for the community. It's a big game for both programs. This is kind of why you play football, I think.
Yeah, it's coming out and just playing hard each and every week and giving it your all. It's a big rivalry. You grew up watching it all the time, so it just brings the best out in both teams, so hoping for a good game.
A bunch of kids that played a lot last year, just knowing the system and being able to move forward. Last year we had a bunch of guys that had to learn the system, like not brand new because they played in it their whole life, but kind of learn what we were doing. This year we came in with people that already knew what they were doing, so we could kind of just build on that and just keep working towards bigger things.
When you take a look at practice this week, what are the coaches and the coaching staff as a whole harping on? What are they really focusing on to get you ready for this coming Friday that they think are going to be keys?
Just our game plan that we come up with every week towards every team. We kind of come in Monday and game plan what we're going to do, and I think they're really stressing just playing hard, playing to our abilities because obviously we beat them before. We know we can. They're a good team. They're a really good team, so it's going to be a tough challenge, but why not?
Yeah, for you, what concerns you the most about Friday night's game, and what do you guys have to do well to slow them down?
I think just playing with energy. I think it's really hard right now, especially with not as many fans, because regionals we had around 2,000 fans there. You could feed off that energy, but trying to get some of the younger kids and to realize that they have to find something within themselves to play for and play with, and just getting everybody to play with a good energy.
What are you most looking forward to about this coming Friday? Because this is one of the reasons that you play high school football for a game like this.
It's just a rivalry game. I think that's the number one thing. It's always good to play your county rival, especially when you're both really good. And I think it's a good challenge for our team because they've got some really good players, and I think we faced some good teams so far, but they'll be the best, obviously. And I think just playing against some of their guys they have, Nick Miller, Drew, James, are just really good, so it'll be fun to play against them.
How do you how did you guys flip the switch last year when you talk about week 6 and it was 42-14, and then you get to the regional championship game and you beat them, 19-7? How did you do it? And then how do you carry that momentum over, that confidence over, knowing that, some people may say it looks, extremely difficult on paper, but you guys have taken care of it?
I think it was solely an attitude thing. Like, you had to get your mind believing that we could beat this, like we could beat them, it could be done. And I think it's the same thing this year. They're not unbeatable. They're really good. They're not unbeatable. And I think we just have to come in realizing, like, we have nothing to lose. It's a conference, not yet. It's not a conference championship yet, but it very well could be deciding the conference. So I think kind of trying to ride off that and just knowing that, we beat them before, we can do it again, and coming in with that attitude.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Go Jets.
All right, my man.
Thank you.
It. Coach, ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, you guys have been playing good football since the beginning of the season. What has allowed you guys, and what are some of the keys to having the success that you've already had leading into this coming Friday?
Well, I think, on record you can say, yeah, we've been playing pretty good, but, if you can pick us apart, we're still not where we need to be. I mean, we're still making a lot of mistakes. Like last week, we scored a number of different points, but we're still making mental mistakes. And those are probably attributed to a lot of some young kids filling into some roles from last year's team. So, we are a totally different team than last year, although we have a lot of the same players back. We're still trying to figure some things out with some other young kids that have been moving into position. So this week is essential that you're playing a real good football team. You can't have a lot of the small little mental mistakes, mental breakdowns, fumbles, jumping offside like we've had over the last few weeks. We played good enough to win, but you're going to have to play almost a near perfect game if you're going to make sure that game plan comes out the way you want to on Friday night.
Well, speaking of a near perfect game,
Yeah.
last year, week 6 didn't go the way you wanted it
No.
against these guys.
No.
But you guys completely flipped the script
Yeah.
in that regional championship game to win 19-7. How much confidence does that give these guys going forward that, even after losing to them in the regular season, you can come back and you can.
Yeah.
This is a team you can beat.
Yeah, and I think you can't beat South Adams if you don't believe you can. So one thing that we tried to emulate in our kids is just be confident. You didn't fare well the first time, but you got it together, and yet you were able to play a real good game that second half, or that second time we played them. And I think that speaks volumes to what that group last year was able to do. Again, as I said, we're not the same team, but we got a lot of the same players back, and I think that confidence has grown up in them. I think that's caused them to grow up. I think that they can believe that they can do it. I don't know what's going to happen Friday night, but I do know that they believe that if they believe and if they execute the game plan, there is a chance that they can beat these guys. They proved it once. So we'll see what happens.
How much are you looking forward to a game like this? I mean, this is, for these guys, especially for seniors, like this is a reason to play high school football. A rivalry game. You're 8.5 miles apart. Two really good football programs. I mean, like, this is what high school football is about.
It is, and we never thought we could get here. I remember, this summer, June, we were like, oh my word, we're not going to have a football season. You start riding that roller coaster up and down about, are we going to do this, are we not? Everybody's talking about the same thing all the time. So we are just thrilled. We really are thrilled to be at this point. I'm especially thrilled for our seniors who get to play in a game like this against a rival 6 miles down the road. It's two really good programs, two good football teams coming at it. You couldn't ask for anything more. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be electric. It may not be as electric as what it would be in years past because of not having as many fans, and that has really thrown things off kilter a little bit. But other than that, it's going to be a really good football game, and I think people are going to really enjoy watching it.
Good deal. Anything else you'd like to add?
That is it.